So we basically we listened to customers. We did iteration on the product, improved it, and eventually got some like the first paying customers. And then we raised our seed funding and Series A, and eventually acquired by Intel.
Welcome to 20-Minute Leaders. Just sit back, relax, and learn from the leaders of today. It's a journey. Each one is different, unique, inspiring. Let's get started. This episode is powered by J Ventures, a community-driven VC fund in Silicon Valley in partnership with Leumi Tech, sponsored by Homeward Ventures, Hippo Insurance, Upwest Labs, Synergy Global, Hillel at Stanford, Leap, Birthright Excel, Serona Partners, and in media partnership with C-Tech. Welcome to another episode of 20-Minute Leaders. I have with us today Yochay Ettun, the CEO of Converge.io, which he co-founded to provide data scientists and developers with an end-to-end platform to build and deploy machine learning models. Converge.io was acquired by Intel in 2020 as part of its strategy to get into AI software. And prior to Converge.io, Yochay was a data scientist providing machine learning consulting services, an Ex-IDF Intelligence, a Forbes 30 under 30, and a coder since the age of 7. Yochay Ettun, welcome to 20-Minute Leaders. Thank you for joining me all the way from Jerusalem. How are you?
Good. Thank you for having me.
I'm so excited to have you. Are you ready to talk about AI with me? I know that you don't talk about it at all in your day-to-day, so I'm excited to give you room to talk about it.
Yeah, I'm happy to talk about AI.
Amazing. Yochay, where did your passion for AI come from? You've been running Converge for the last few years, an amazing company. One of the biggest prides in Israel, and you're doing some amazing things, helping companies build and scale their AI operations. But where is your personal passion for data science coming from?
Yeah. So I think it all goes back like to me as a kid. Basically, I started developing stuff, building software since I was like the age of 7. Built some websites and also built some stuff for other customers when I was young. And after I finished in the army, I was in the intelligence and I joined the Hebrew University. I was exposed to the world of machine learning, of AI. And as a developer that likes to build stuff, that was extremely fascinating for me. It was like the new type of software 2.0. And I fell in love with AI, and I started building stuff and doing some contracting work, like consulting work in AI and machine learning for other companies, and it just expanded from there.
Now, as you're uncovering this new world, software 2.0, and you're figuring out, your place with it. You've done some incredible things. You've also you're the CTO of Webbing Labs and the founder of the Hebrew University's Innovation Lab and the CEO of Ex as well. And you're working with a group of scientists to build, with artificial intelligence before starting Converge. So what was the trigger for actually starting a company in this domain? Because obviously, by the time that you're starting Converge in 2016, pretty much it's known that data scientists are a scarce resource in the world, and so many opportunities are present.
Right. Yeah. So that's a good question. So I started doing software as a consultancy, like specifically around machine learning. We built some cool stuff around speech recognition and natural language processing and stuff like that, like extracting insights from conversations and stuff like that. And I did those projects with Leah, and she's my co-founder and CTO at Converge. And as we built models, built AI, we saw that we're sort of like facing some challenges that are not that didn't really happen with general software development. AI is similar, but it's different. And we basically built Converge as an internal product, something that we used ourselves to build our stuff. And it was very helpful for us. We saw it can help many other data science teams as well. So we decided to build a company, and basically took that step from doing a consultancy business to like building a startup with VC funding and all those kind of stuff.
How easy was it? Not to run the company, that's obviously hard, but to have that conviction that you're onto something here that many people need, that the problem that you're facing is one that it resonates with many others, and that this is something that can actually become big enough to get good VC funding from.
Yeah. So it wasn't easy. I mean, we as a developer, you always like to build stuff. And both Leah and myself had this passion of building stuff that people use. And building tools for developers, it's like, I think it's like the best thing to do, like best product to build. But the product that was helpful for us, like it was valuable for us, that we basically talked to many other data scientists to see if this could be useful for them. And once we got like a lot of yes, which obviously we got a lot of no's in the beginning, but we basically iterated the product a few times, and then it was like it was a no-brainer because both of us really like the startup world, and we wanted to build a business and a company. And we just felt that we got to some sort of like a mini product market fit. So we just took the train.
Share with me though those early days as you're working together and you're building something so special. 6 years later, obviously you're at Rad now with dozens of employees, amazing funding, offices around the world. What was it like back then running this new startup?
Wow. Yeah. Well, it was a wild journey. Like when we started, it was just basically Leah and myself. We were coding like I don't know, 16 hours a day for a few
Actually,
months until we had like the first version. And as a developer CEO, once after you build stuff, you need to get people to use it. And I'm like like all of the other developers, I'm shy. I'm an introvert. Getting doing demos, sales demos, and pitches to potential customers was very hard for me. But eventually we managed to evolve, and we built a really good product that was very appealing to other data scientists. So we basically we listened to customers, we did iteration on the product, improved it, and eventually got some like the first paying customers, and then we raised our seed funding and Series A, and eventually acquired by Intel.
incredible. And so as you're going through this journey, you're mentioning that you're an introvert and that you have you're a developer. Does that conflict with you also being the CEO? Is that a challenge?
Yeah. So it was a challenge, but eventually I think one of the good things that I managed to do is to evolve with the startup journey. So in the beginning, like the first few months, it was just even like the first year, was all about coding, like really 16 hours a day, coding, debugging, fixing bugs, and all those kind of stuff. Then learning how to sell a product. So that was hard, but thankfully, it was selling to other friends, like other data scientists. We always say that Converge is a platform that was built by data scientists for data scientists. So it was easy for me to communicate those values of Converge to other fellow data scientists. And then we need to do like another evolution of Converge, the company, selling to investors. And it's a different pitch. It's similar, but it's different. And now it's all about, building a business, building sales, building marketing, scaling Converge within Intel, working with Intel as a corporation. Many, many new challenges. And I think the secret, or like the thing that helps me to scale Converge and to get to new like accomplishments and success is to know that my job as a CEO is evolving every quarter. Like every quarter, it's something new. It's new skills I need to develop, and it's fun, and I like it. I love it actually.
So going back to April, and you're looking at November, I believe, in 2020. You're in talks with Intel and with Leia and your investors. You have Hanako, you have JVP. So amazing partners. What are the considerations on your end? Not it's I'm lucky that I get to speak to somebody here who sold the company to Intel, and obviously it's a great partnership, and you're continuing to operate with Converge and continue to build out the product within. But what are the thoughts going on in your head and the consideration? Because there are people that may say, wait, why sell now? Maybe continue building a larger company and working within Intel. It's different than running an independent startup.
Yeah, yeah, it's a good question, and we had this discussions, back in October, last year, and I think what eventually was helped us to make this decision is that one, it was a good offer, like for everyone, for our investors, for us, for the employees. It was a good offer and a good outcome. Second, we wanted to build something that is really big in AI, like like huge. We wanted to make an impact in the AI world, and to do so, we felt that partnering with Intel, a company that is looking to invest more in AI and have huge vision around AI all over the world, that was like a perfect match for us. And we even see it like a year passed, and we already released like some new like features, like Converge Meta Cloud was announced. We're going to have a big announcement also in the next few months. So we're continuing to evolve and develop, even as we are now part of Intel. And Intel, actually, one of the things that we are doing as part of the acquisition is that they kept Converge brand.
Right.
And this
Right.
is great because they understand that they want to get to developers, and
Yep.
to get to developers, that's like the best way to do, to have a brand of by developers for developers and stuff like that.
I love it. And Yochai, what I really want to articulate here and touch on is what you said about the motivation and the way that you're talking, how when you're thinking through the acquisition, you're saying, yeah, it's a good financial outcome for everybody. That's great. But what's really matters here is the fact that we went on this mission to build a company that can help companies scale AI and help push AI forward in the world, and we believe that we can do it better with the backing of Intel, within Intel, as an AI powerhouse in the world. And I think that that's just really awesome, because I think that just shows also to the inner motivations of why you started out on this journey. And obviously there's a great financial outcome, but even more than that, it's being in a place where you really are making the biggest impact that you can make, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like AI is evolving very, very fast. There are so many companies that are now looking to leverage AI, and all of the AI development is being done on AI compute. And Intel, is very strong with processors and hardware, and they're looking to invest more in getting to AI, and much more than we could do as a startup, we can do now with Intel.
Right. Share with me a little bit about the way that you see the scaling AI operations today and how Converge specifically is positioned within this world.
Yeah. So basically, machine learning today is the demand for building AI-based solutions, whether it's autonomous driving or speech recognition or NLP, chatbots, analytics models, all those kind of stuff. It's increasing dramatically. Like the demand it's crazy. And today, to build AI, it's basically there's many challenges. You need to build AI. You need to focus on to invest time in infrastructure, in resource management, in model management, tracking models, monitoring models, scaling the hardware and all those kind of stuff. A lot of stuff and very little room left for the actual magic, like the actual data science stuff. And this is what we do exactly at Converge. We basically automate a lot of the grunt work of data science development and help the data scientists to basically to build more with less time. Now, besides the automation part that we do, there is a very interesting thing that's happening today in the world with machine learning. So machine learning is going through now what software development went through like 20, 30 years ago. Companies are looking to figure out how they can standardize the process of machine learning development just as they standardize software development, like CI/CD stuff and GitHub and all those kind of stuff. Same exact things are now going through with machine learning. And Converge, we build basically to help organizations to standardize the process of model development and deployment.
So if you're looking at perhaps an example of a way that you're interacting with a website, with a company, with their machine learning operations, you're trusted by some incredible companies, from Intel to Lightrix to the likes. How does it actually impact the company in practical terms?
Yeah. So companies can now scale machine learning. When they're using Converge, they can actually scale to hundreds of data scientists building thousands of models and basically getting much more from their data science teams. For example, we have a few customers that are basically training thousands of models every day, which is crazy. Like without Converge, it would probably be impossible, or it will take them like few years of engineering. So those are the kind of thing that is very nice to see. Also, we have some very unique use cases of complex infrastructure and hardware for AI. So, for example, one of our customers, Seagate, the disk hard drive manufacturing company. So they use Converge on a hybrid cloud AI deployment where they basically do defect detection in all of their manufacturing facilities. So a hard drive is going through the manufacturing process. There is a system that basically take pictures of the disk, and if there is some defects, then it automatically goes back through the manufacturing process, or they put it aside. And those are the kind of models that we really like to see because they're actually solving some really big business problems. And with Converge, they can actually operate and basically manage those models.
Is it trivial for the companies that you're approaching that this is something that they need? Do they realize already that this is a pain point of theirs, and it's a pretty smooth sailing from there?
Wow, so that's a good question because when we started, we basically had to educate the market. We were basically pitching Converge, and companies were like, okay, not sure if we're facing those issues now. We probably will face them in a few years, so let's talk in the future. And we came really early to the market, and it actually was a good thing also because we managed to get all those early adopters. And in the past year, because of the high demand for AI solutions, so more and more companies are understanding the pain and the value proposition of Converge. So in the past year, our sales team, it was easier for them than it was for Leah and myself like 3-4 years ago. But there are still companies that are not there yet, but the growth is very nice to see.
Yochay, I have the most important question that we touched on this theme a little bit until now, but I just want to really make sure that I'm getting the right answer here. Why do you do what you do? Why today do you wake up, put on the Converge sweatshirt, and do what you do?
Yeah, so I think there are a few answers. First of all, I really love the people in the company. Everyone, my co-founder, my management, any employee in the company, I enjoy working with them. Great partners. for the journey, and still as a developer, or even just was a kid when I was 7 years old, I really enjoy building stuff, building software, building products, building companies, building sales, building marketing. I love it. Creating stuff is something that I really like. And thankfully, also today with Intel, we get to continue to innovate and grow and build. So this is really what is exciting for me.
Yochai, thank you very much for the time, for the energy, for the awesome work that you're doing to help companies scale AI, for the authenticity and for the mission-driven mindset that you're in. I love it and I'm inspired by it. Thank you very much, and stay safe and stay healthy.
Thank you very much.